Hey there, I'm Tony DeCopel. This is The Uplift. We got a great show for you, a great cast of characters as well. Among them, these, a singer who almost lost his ability to speak. David Begnaud shows us how he found new strength to overcome the odds. Also, a bride on her wedding day, but who is that walking her down the aisle? He's not her father or a family member. He wasn't even a close friend. How'd that man get there? Steve Hartman has the story. And I take you on a tour of Philly. We start at CBS News Philadelphia with anchor Janelle Burrell. But we don't stop there. See the sights, try the food, and meet Ben Franklin with me in the city of brotherly love. Plus, is Ed Sheeran really moving to these United States? Is Gayle King really in one of his songs? Gayle herself got the answers to those questions and more when she sat down with Ed in their favorite spot in the studio. All of that and more heartwarming news. You know what you're watching. The Uplift. Hey there, welcome to The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes, you and me as well. And we begin with a story about a man whose voice is his livelihood, singing, his strength. And when his ability to talk and to sing was taken from him, he needed a new source of inner strength. Here's David Begnaud with how he found it.
You can't find me on the highway.
Roger Blevins' voice fills a room.
And I'm in love.
It's soulful, strong, and alive.
To make my way back home.
But what you wouldn't guess is that most of his tongue is gone.
Well, I turn my head to see.
For 30 years, his band, Mingo Fish Trap, made the kind of music that made people move.
I just got super lucky with some very talented guys. Just my best friends in the world, aside from Val, my wife.
We on our way.
He proposed during a show, and they married in 2006.
Always been right there for me.
Their story was songs and laughter, joy and adventure, until 2022. The words he feared, tongue cancer.
It almost doesn't seem real until you really start getting into those details. And we lost it, both of us, at the same time, just cried. And then we stopped crying and got down to business.
Doctors removed most of his tongue, and they took tissue from his left thigh to build a new one. A flap that would enable him to eat and speak. The man whose voice had been his life had to learn how to speak all over again.
The moment that we got home, we got out of the ICU, I would lock myself in the back bathroom away from ears.
Today is Wednesday, August 7th.
I would just record myself making noises and trying to say phrases.
From now.
It's really hard to physically speak differently than you have for 5 decades.
And where the words failed him,
To make my way back home.
melody became his medicine.
To make my way back home.
Singing has been the center of my rehab. I can't say soft T's, so I can say little or I can say little. So that's it. If I'm singing, I can work my way around it.
I've been pacing up and down these halls. I've been getting nowhere fast.
He is almost better, and that's like a sliding scale because he's always been really good. I mean, we've been saying grateful over and over and over again.
Just being so grateful to the point, literally to the point where you must do something with it.
Out of that fight came a new mission, the Tough Crowd Project. It's a nonprofit launched by Roger and Valerie to help other families battling cancer.
Got me some friends who had it rough go. Even when they struggle, they tough as nails.
And he wrote this song to kick off the project.
Well, I've been running with a tough crowd, yeah. I've been running with the tough crowd, running with the tough crowd, you're gonna see, yeah.
I think of every kid I saw there with cancer. Sorry, it's a problem. you get thrown into this world so quickly that you don't really have time to acclimate. And all of the people that you meet, the other patients and their families, they all become a part of your journey and your story as well.
When he was healed, enough to get back on that stage, Roger went to the place that had always grounded him, church. He sang with a napkin in hand to catch the drool caused by surgeries. His voice wasn't as strong, but his heart was all there. And with time, strength came back.
I read every leg up. I would love to say it was all my hard work, but the fact is, most of it was they did this incredible operation, and they took into account what I did for a living. Like, they took that into account, which is amazing in and of itself. But a bit of me is kind of proud to wear their work, you know? It's a silly thing to say, but I really feel that. Like, I'm sorry. See? Happens.
You can't find me on the high.
His voice is not just his anymore.
Weary and alone.
It belongs to the people who saved it. And it carries not just a melody, but a testimony.
I am enamored with them in the same way I am my favorite artists. Like, they saved my life, but they also saved my love, you know?
To make my way back home.
Coming up, we go right to the city of brotherly love, where I see the sights, try the food, learn the history, and drive a muscle car. You may have heard of Oktoberfest. How about Rytoberfest? That's the festival to celebrate people named Ryan. The second ever Rytoberfest was recently held in New York City, organized by Ryan Meetup. It's an organization that, as the name suggests, aims to break the Guinness World Record for the largest gathering of people with the same first name, Ryan. The event attracted hundreds of Ryans, and one even flew in from Australia, Ryan with a different accent. Besides trying to break a world record, Rytoberfest also benefited the Ryan Callahan Foundation, which was started by former New York Rangers captain Ryan Callahan to raise money for pediatric cancer patients and their families as well. And by the way, to break the record, they needed to beat the Ivans back in 2017. More than 2,000 people named Ivan gathered in a town in the Balkans and made it right into the Guinness Book of World Records. All right, as a journalist, I'm on the road and on the road often. And when I recently found myself in Philly for work, I decided to explore the city with a new friend, CBS Philadelphia anchor Janelle Burrell. Hello.
Tony Copel here in Philly.
Oh my gosh.
Good to see you. Welcome back.
I got 4 hours in Philly.
Okay.
I want to do something a little more off the beaten path.
So the non-tourist local.
Please.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you, Tony.
You got me?
I got
Okay.
you. Philly is a huge foodie city. That's one of my favorite things about Philly, right? So I hope you're hungry.
Okay.
All right, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. The famous Reading Terminal Market. A hub for amazing food here in Philly. Everything from Asian food, you see burgers, cheesesteaks, of course.
Cheesesteaks, of course.
But for locals, this is also a place where they buy produce. This is Glick's Rib Shack. They have some of the most amazing barbecue in the city.
I mean, the pulled pork looks perfect to me.
I'm gonna go for one of the ribs.
Just one?
Are you just gonna get just a little nibble?
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's a lot.
That was amazing. Where's next?
Well, Tony, you know, everybody knows about the rocky steps in the front of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, right?
Gotta burn off these calories.
I know. Well, I'm going to take you to a place that's on the other side of the building that's a favorite scenic spot for Philadelphia. So
Okay.
you ready to go?
Lovely. Let's do it.
All right, let's roll.
That way? You got it. Are we still in Philadelphia?
Oh, we are, believe it or not, right? So this is Boathouse Row, and these are historic boathouses that date back to the 1800s.
You got the skyline if you look that way, but if you look this way, you just have nature.
So this is one of my favorite spots.
A new side of Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, you're in Philly, Tony, so I have to give you a little bit of a history lesson.
I'm excited
You're
for
ready?
that. Let's do
Okay,
it.
Let's go.
It makes a lost man found, and the world goes round. Yes, it does.
So we are on the campus of the University of Pennsylvania, and this is a face that you probably are familiar with. Ben Franklin himself.
The spirit of. Speak of the. How are you?
I'm well.
I see there the copy of the Pennsylvania Gazette.
Yes.
Very famous newspaper in colonial times.
Well, it's between that and the almanac, I kept myself busy at the press.
Do you have any advice for us, working 250 years later?
I would say that nothing is the enemy of the truth, and so long as you pursue the truth, the country will flourish.
We've done history at
We met
Penn.
Mr. Franklin
Mr.
himself.
Franklin himself. What could we possibly do?
Well, this is a secret in terms of a museum that you
Yeah?
probably wouldn't think about when you think of Philadelphia. So let's go.
All right.
I'm trying to get you what you're missing, like grandma cooking in the kitchen.
We are at the Simeone Foundation Automotive Museum. They have some of the most historic racing cars. They have 85 of these cars, so much history behind them.
You know, being a gearhead, a car guy, it wasn't ever something that I really understood. And then you walk into a place like this and you realize,
Yeah.
it's because they're really freaking cool.
Put your hands in the sky, come on. Put your hands in the sky.
All right, Janelle, we took in some culture, a little natural beauty, some history, a lot of good food,
Delicious food.
and we did it all in one afternoon. Imagine how much more we could get done in a Superbird like this.
It's never too late, Tony. It is.
I was
Step
hoping
on
you'd
it.
say that.
Whoa, jeez.
Coming up, Gayle King sits down with Ed Sheeran, and she chose her favorite spot in the studio to do it, somewhere we can play. And that happens to be the name of Sheeran's new album. Catch Gayle's interview with him next. Here's a question for you. Is Ed Sheeran really moving to the U.S.? Is Gayle King actually in one of Ed Sheeran's songs? And what is on the Grammy winner's bucket list? Here's Gayle herself talking to Sheeran about all of that and more.
Look, I just channeled my inner Ed because I believe that you can't be unhappy, Ed, if you're singing, swinging, or skipping. And so I said, you would be the perfect
Probably
person to be
true,
on.
yeah.
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 Don't you feel that as a kid? Don't you remember when you were a kid and you're swinging and you go, wee, and your feet are up in the air?
Totally, yeah. I feel like the whole record was, that was the kind of idea, not to be on a swing while you record everything,
Yes,
but
of
no,
course,
just to be
of
like
course.
playful, explorative, creative, kind of getting back to that element of it. I think Subtract, I mean, we chatted on Subtract.
Yes.
It's quite a heavy album. All the interviews around it was heavy, all the gigs around it were heavy, so I just wanted to kind of do the polar opposite of that with this record.
To me, you seem to have more fun promoting this than anything else you've done.
Yeah.
Is that true? I saw you in Mexico. I saw you in India.
I think the promotion, the era that I came up in, sort of 2011, 2012, 13, 14, like all of that, very traditional promotion. You sort of go, you do the usual run, you do the
Yes.
radios, the TVs, this. And I think with this, there's still an element of that. I think you should always have that. But I think for me, I just wanted to do fun things. So we would pop up anywhere and play, and it would be chaotic and creative.
But you know what? You seem to thrive in creative chaos, surprising people when
Yeah.
you're on the road. You get a kick out of that, right?
I think so. Yeah, I would get a kick out of that if I was a fan of someone's music and they just like popped up in a random spot unannounced and did a gig. I think that would be quite fun.
And at the end of people listening to the album, what do you want them to feel? What do you want our takeaway to be?
I don't know, really. I don't know. I want people to feel connected to a song on it. 4 songs, 5 songs. You never know. But for me, the whole record I've created is more for me. So it made me feel good, and I'm just putting it in the universe, and it will exist in people's lives however it exists. But I think records have to be made primarily for the artist first, because then, like, I don't know. Otherwise, it's just a product.
Let's take a big swing and go over to the couch, because I know people are looking like, okay, Gayle, that's enough swinging. But you said that Play was made as a direct response to some of the darkest periods of your life. And if you had to perfectly talk about where you are today, how would you describe where you are today?
Everything's chaotic at the moment, but it's an album release. But I think within my life as a whole, very settled, very calm, very happy. Everything feels good and balanced.
It was just announced the other day that you're moving to the U.S. We were so excited about that.
I feel like I am moving to the US, but I'm not like permanently moving here. There's a narrative in the UK where the press are trying to say that all these UK citizens are like leaving. And I lived in the US in 2023 when we did that interview.
Yes.
No one noticed or cared then. And for some reason, there's just a narrative of me coming. I've always spent years in the US when I tour here. From last year, when I toured here in 2018, I lived here. When I toured here in 2014, I lived here. When I toured here in 2013, I lived here. Like, that is just the cycle of touring. And moving.
So Cherry's setting up the house. The kids will go to school here.
Totally, yeah.
And so how is the family feeling about moving to the U.S.?
Good. I mean, me and Cherry started dating in the US, so we have a real affinity to America.
Do you have a certain song that you really like on this album? Because I wanted to talk to you about Sapphire.
Yeah.
Because Camera's my favorite, but if I had to pick one for
you're featured on it.
selfish reasons, I would pick Sapphire. Because back in 2023, we had done an interview and you told me you were working on Sapphire, so we immediately went to the studio and you said, you know, if you want, you could be on the chorus. I just want to show you a little bit of that session. But I don't just keep going Sapphire, I just...
No, just do it once. Just do one. We'll just capture that one bit at the beginning and then we can stack her up.
Sapphire!
Great.
Was that good?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Great.
Ed,
you did make the final cut.
Ed, I have to tell you, I don't believe you because I'm sitting there listening. Where's my part? Because it's a big chorus of people, right?
Yeah.
Am I really in it?
Yes. Because it's a big chorus of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Okay. Because at the time, I didn't know what I was doing. You just said, this
yeah.
is how it goes. We want you to say Sapphire. I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
And now that it's out in the world, I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm glad. I think that's my favorite song on the record. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I love that song.
What's on your bucket list left to do? What do you want to do that you haven't done?
Oh, I've never been to a water park in my life. So
a water park?
Never been to a water park, yeah.
Like down a slide?
Yep, never.
Oh my God,
so,
Ed. Ed, we could have so done that.
Do you know what? We were meant to do it in Dubai at some point this year. We just never ended up doing it. They were going to close the water park and but that in itself felt a bit weird.
When I think about your artistic creativity and your abilities, I'm thinking, you write for different people. You've written for Taylor. You've written for Justin. You, of course, write for yourself. When you're writing, how do you know if a song is good for you or good for somebody else? How do you know that?
Well, the Taylor one was like collaborative. She came with that idea and we made that into a song. The Justin one was different. I think each one is a different approach.
You know, Taylor and Travis are engaged. They're getting married. I know that you will be invited to the wedding because I know you guys are tight. I've never asked you for anything, but could I be your +2 with you and Cherry? Just mull it over while you're laughing. Congratulations.
Definitely.
Cheering you on always.
Thank you.
Seriously. I can't wait for people to hear your music.
Thank you, and it's been great to do this and sit down. I know we've been talking about this for a while. So
I love to see you always.
Coming up, a lady in Cincinnati planning her wedding realized one thing was missing. She had absolutely no one to walk her down the aisle. The person who stepped up was a complete surprise. How did she meet this man who ultimately turned into a close friend? Find out after the break. When Nicole Fox was planning her wedding, she realized one thing was missing. Who was going to walk her down the aisle? The man who stepped up was not her father, not a family member, not even a close friend. So, what did he do and how did he make it a special moment? Steve Hartman has our story.
If this were a typical wedding processional, the man walking Shacole Fox down the aisle would be her father, a close relative, or even a good friend. Anyone but him.
She's a tenant of mine.
You're the landlord.
I'm the landlord.
That's the last person on earth
You're right.
I would think would walk you down the aisle.
I wouldn't have thought in a million years.
Shacole works as a makeup artist. Her studio space here in Cincinnati, Ohio, is owned by 79-year-old Gil Pulliam, a no-nonsense guy.
Pay the rent on time and take care of the building.
And yet, as you'll soon see, he can be incredibly tender-hearted.
Oh, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Shacole never knew her father. She thought she didn't care. Can't miss something you never had. But as her wedding day approached, Shacole says she started to feel a void.
When I thought about who would walk me down the aisle, trying to figure out what that looks like, the thought of it was like...
Surprisingly painful, she said. Of course, Shacole never told her landlord that, but he knew her family situation, and he had a gut feeling.
So I went back up to ask Shacole if I could escort her down the aisle. And she said, yes, 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 and on and on and on.
Shacole got married last month.
The music's playing. I'm getting ready to walk down the aisle. He grabbed my hand so tight, and it was a really good feeling.
Still is?
Yeah, it still is. Like a wound had been healed in my heart.
Congratulations.
Shacole now has a husband, Victor. But she says she also added another family member that day, a father figure who stepped up and stood beside, like all good dads do.
I love you too.
Steve Hartman, on the road, in Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's our show. I hope it brightened your day. I hope it lifted you up. If for some reason it didn't, press play again. Those reruns remain completely free. I'm going to go find some good news. See you next time.